I've been waiting for this. I've been excited for this. Do we have... No, we don't have the Epic Man yet. Alright. Why didn't YouTube notify me? Ring the bell? Question mark? Did you ring the bell? Brigand down here. Alright, so we'll move Soder over here. Down and you do 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 do. Oh no 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 no. Alright, we will start by having you kill this brigand. Hey, Kate. OMG bow Kyra reference. I'll bow him down. I did, but sometimes YouTube just doesn't notify me. I've noticed that it's really bad, especially about members' first videos. Which is when, a video becomes available for YouTube members before anyone else. It's really bad about, like, giving proper notifications. But yeah, this map can actually be pretty tricky. If you want to get all the villages, which I think you do. The rewards of villages are usually good enough that you don't want to miss them. You can get rid of Fango. It's like an exploit. It might have been fixed. Like, he might have been buffed to avoid it. But it is something you could have done. God, Phobos. Here's the other Phobos thing, right? If he had gotten a... I mean, obviously we're in 0 growths, right? But if he had gotten a strength level up, he would have one-rounded that guy. Like, Phobos is already showing his Captain Coin Flip status as early as Chapter 1. It's ridiculous. Steel Bow, Goddess Icon, Secret Book. Yeah, or I guess Mother Icon, technically. If you beat the first chapter without healing anyone, I think a Pate and the crew just go their separate ways and the game ends there. Really? I would not be surprised if that's like, you know, we get the bad ending as an option. That's funny. That's very fucking funny. Don't mind me hastily covering for the fact I forgot to bot up for Kyros. Oh boy! Kyros! So, Kyros is a magic blade, which is kind of a Myrmidon equivalent. He focuses on speed as opposed to strength. For his growths, 50% HP, 35% strength, 45% magic, 50% skill, 60% speed, 50% luck, 15 defense, 45 res. I think Kyros is one of the best units in the game. Like, unironically, no fucking stop. So, he starts out as a pseudo-mage because he uses his magical firebrand, which is basically a 6-might fire tome, right? You can give him regular swords, and I don't think that's the worst thing to do as well, just so that you don't waste the 30 durability of the firebrand. There's a couple of shops where you can buy firebrands, and as a mage, like, you know, 7 base magic, 10 base speed, and 45 magic growth, 60% speed growth. He will double things and hit on res twice. He does what a Kate fails to do. Obviously the downside there is he's stuck using magic swords, which are rarer and more expensive than the basic magic tomes. Until he promotes. He has 2 promotion options, Swordmaster, which is absolute fucking ass in this game, to the extent that even the physical magic blade does not want to go Swordmaster, even the one who's strength focused. Or Spell Sword, which is a tome sword class. It's the sage equivalent, because there's no staffs in this game. Spell Sword means he can suddenly use anima. He gets D rank anima, and he gets decent stat boosts too. 2 HP, 2 strength, 3 magic, 1 skill, 2 speed, 1 defense, and 2 resistance. And an extra point of move. He's always going to be frail, physically frail, 15% defense, right? And only a 50% HP growth is also pretty bad. But that's what you expect from mages, right? Lou, Lilina, everyone other than Pent is physically frail. He can just, she can always use Earthquake. Yeah. When we get to her, I'll talk about her. Cause like, there are physical tomes as well. Kyros also having a 35% strength growth on 4 base. He's doubling everything anyway. You can use a physical sword, or you can use a Earthquake tome and do like decent damage as a way of countering mages or other high-res enemies. I think you would almost always prefer to just function like a mage, but being basically a Tellius Sage with daggers as opposed to staves, as much as those get memed on, I do think that's an actual upside in this game specifically, because you're not using daggers, you use actual swords. You can use it as a mage counter. Like, he has good res, 5 res base, 45% res growth. It's not great, but it's good enough. If you need him to, he can just like attack people. Don't worry about the Jagan EXP. No one can grow to begin with. His physical chip is a lot better than you'd expect from Mr. Magic Man. Yeah, exactly. He's also basically the only mage that doubles people. Well, Fazang. But Fazang is fucking stupid. I love Fazang. But yeah, just like doubling people, hitting on res. Effective swords are pretty nice too. Yeah, he can use like the Armor Slayer, or the bad example, because if you're hitting armors on res anyway, it's basically effective. But he can use Zambato or Rapier against horse units, which is good. Witches are horse mages, and he can use like Zambato against them, which is nice. You get a Wind Sword as well, which is a high-ranked magic sword that is basically made for Kyros, because all the other sword users, except for like Wyvern Glaucus, don't really use their magic stat. So like, that's pretty good. It's effective against flyers, and I believe that there's no tome that's effective against flyers, so other mages don't get access to anti-flyer weapons. Don't forget Beatrice. Oh, Beatrice, you certainly are the unit of all time. But yeah, it's nice. Kyros very good. I don't think anyone disagrees with this. Does anyone have, you gotta get him B swords though, that's kind of yikes. I mean, he starts out at D. He unfortunately does not gain any sword rank on promotion if you make the correct choice and go spell sword. He gains 40 rank if you go Swordmaster. I don't think getting him all the way to B is like the end of the world, because he's got to get 8 levels at least before promotion, and your first seal comes fairly late. So like, he's using sword combat for a bit, and his physical chip is still fine. Magic swords will give tome rank. Yeah, but like, you only have 30 uses of the Firebrand early on. I don't think you're using Firebrand every turn. Obviously, we're not going to be concerned about sword rank, because unfortunately, he's not a long-term unit because of this. But I think if you're planning on using him long-term, and you're being conscientious about using physical swords in the early game when you can get away with it, I think it's fairly trivial. Like, it's not free. Don't get me wrong, it's not free. It's not gonna happen automatically. But I think it's fairly trivial to get him there. I've always gotten him to B rank swords around the time that you get the Wind Sword anyway. He's not getting all of his early combat from the 60 uses you get. Yeah, there is a shop. There's a shop. You can buy more. I think it's the bridge map has a Firebrand shop where you can load up on them. It's not free, but it's a very reasonable ask. Yeah, like I think if you're planning on using Kyros long term, it's not a bad idea to focus on his sword rank. Again, when the opportunity arises, because the opportunity will arise. Like if you have an enemy who they got chipped down by Hikate, like, hey, this thief has 3 HP. Well, if Slim Sword Kyros just like came in and bonked them, you know, or this guy here, right? Slim Sword Kyros comes in and bonks them. I think it's a very reasonable ask. It's not like, yeah. There's a free one in the prison, but even by then, he'll have done a decent amount of physical combat. Yeah, I find that on this map, unless you go out of your way to like send him to the shop, he's mostly Firebrand gaming. But in Chapter 2, and honestly, even in the prison, like you say, effective swords, especially because like who else is using them? Phobos, right? Sometimes it's just nice. Sometimes it's just nice to bonk people. Like I say, it's not free. You do have to actually think about it to get his sword rank up, but it's easier than, I think it's easier than you might expect it to be if you've never tried before. And if you don't get him to B rank, you know, even if you don't get, it's not like the Wind Edge is the only good thing about him. He is just a fucking sage that doubles things, right? Effective swords belong to Lopez. The Devil Sword. The Devil Sword belongs to Lopez. Oh, chat, I forgot to mention my rule for this run. I have one additional rule, that I forgot to mention. So, Hagen White does not have any checkpoint system, no turn saves, no turn wheel, no nothing like that. No save points. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Berwick Saga / Vestaria Saga rule. In Berwick Saga and Vestaria Saga, you get an opportunity to save every 5 turns. I'm making it a little bit easier on myself. Every 4th turn, so turn 4, turn 8, turn 12, turn 16, etc., I get to make a save state. So that's my rule. That's my rule. Just because I feel like for some of the maps, 5 turns is a very big, like, ask. Like the prison map, oh god, the prison map hit rates in 0%. I'm not excited for that, right? So that's my rule. Feel free to like or dislike it as you please, but that's my rule. That is a long time. Mostly just cause, like, I think rather than the prison map, the big one that I'm like most concerned about is the whatchamacallit? The big defend map where you get Fazang and the pre-promoted guy. Berwick had save slots for a reason. Are those red roof houses? The 3 houses! Let's just hit him with a fireball. Chapter 17, yes. One of the best maps in the game, by the way. Like, that's one of my favorite chapters. But, it is also Leadership Star Hell. And it is right before, it's also ironic that, like, the map with the most enemy Leadership Stars is directly before you get handed tons of Leadership Stars of your own. To, like, counter them with. Because almost every, like, mid pre-promote has Leadership Stars that for the explicit purpose of you to be able to counter them with. You get like 4 stars in the transition from 15 to 17. It's Barlow. Oh, Pericles has one, right? Barlow has 2, Pericles has 1. Who's the 4th person I'm forgetting? Does Telemus have a star? Do you have New Game Plus stuff enabled? I do not. I talked about this in Prologue, but I don't think everyone was here. So in case you are just tuning in now, this is a new game run, not New Game Plus. There's not that many differences, but it is the ones that exist are relevant, you know? Very good dodge, Phobos. Very good dodge. No phobophobia here. The biggest difference from New Game to New Game Plus is on Feeme, who, spoilers, would not be a super relevant unit for 0% growths anyway, but yeah, just, you know, I guess it's relevant if that's something you're concerned about. Barlow, Telemus, Pericles, Edward, and Xingyi all have stars. Yeah, but Xingyi is not in 17, right? Xingyi joins in 16. Fucking 2 HP and a dream, Soder. I forgot. I forgot she was gonna join here. I also forgot to take aptitude off of her. I forgot to take aptitude off of Feeme. I set her growth to 0, but I forgot to remove the aptitude skill. I can probably fix that. I think we're gonna have to reset anyway, because Soder with 2 HP is making me sweat. But yeah, let's talk about Feeme. So Feeme is this unit's trainee. She's a Nimrod, which I assure you is just a name for Hunter. It's not an insult. But yeah, she can promote to Archer. As I mentioned, Sniper gets a bow range +1. So Sniper is actually a really, really fucking good class. And Feeme, you can't tell it from this, but her growths are actually really good. I'm gonna read the values with the aptitude boost. 65% HP, 60% strength, 40% magic, so she can actually use magic bows fairly well as well. 45% skill, 55% speed, 40% luck, 25% defense, and 25% res. Her defensive stats, obviously not going to be great, but her offensive ones, very, very good. She doubles and often 1-rounds with physical and magical bows. And if you go the sniper route, you get bow range +1, which is really nice. You can, of course, go fighter Feeme, which is like an absolute fucking meme, because she loses her bow rank, she loses the unique utility of being a sniper. But like, I guess you get warrior and bounty hunter if you're coping off of that. Have her learn trauma at level 1. I mean, I think I just removed the skill. So the big thing about Feeme, especially for this run, I mean, for this run, it's because she's a trainee and like 0% growth trainee, lol. But the big thing about Feeme as a long-term unit is she dies. Not only she dies, but she misses a lot of the early game too. So she's available in this map and the next map, but then she misses 2 chapters in a row, which I think is honestly a boon for her, because she's got 4 move and they're escape maps, so like, it would really suck for her to exist on those maps. Then she's available for a few maps. If you promote her, then that's, you know, she gets like kind of cool archer utility. She'll snowball really hard with those growths, and then eventually get, if you master seal her, get bow range +1. But she dies. She misses chapter 10 and then she dies and is permanently removed from your army. On New Game Plus, if you give her one of the 2 early master seals to promote her, well, 3 if you kill Telemus, but arguably 2 early Master Seals to promote her, then she will come back in Chapter 18. She loses her aptitude bonuses with the trauma skill. It gives her the -15 to everything. And so she's no longer a growth unit, but I genuinely think, despite the availability gap, she is actually worth investing in if you just want a really powerful late game sniper. She's a gross unit with a big availability gap twice. I mean, I think the first one is small, and honestly, I think missing chapters 3 and chapter 4, the escape maps, is good for her. Like, I already hate dealing with Soder and Raleigh's 4 move in those maps. I do not want to deal with Feeme's 4 move in the Prison Break maps. I think that is a blessing, not a curse. I think more people would be tempted to let her die if you had to deal with another 4 move unit. She's make your own strong late-ish promote. Yeah, she joins around the same time as the other pre-promotes, and she will outclass all of them if you've trained her. Because Sniper, best class in the game, extra bow range is always nice, like avoiding counters, and also just having more effective range. Like, it means functionally she's got like, what, 8 range? 9 range from her starting move? Because she has 6 movement and 3 range. Yeah, 9 range, 10 if you have a longbow, right? And then Arbalist gives even more. Like, there's some ridiculous stuff you can do with bow range +1. High strength, high speed, flyer effectiveness, high might, high accuracy. It's just a good place to be. But you do have to put in the elbow grease to train her, and that is kind of a big ask. That is kind of a big ask. If you do want to use her long-term, though, like, I do think that's good. That's good. I don't really have much else to say about Feeme. I think she's much more interesting from a story perspective. Chat, do you have anything you want to add about her before we move on? Like, it's kind of what you see is what you get, except for not really, because you miss her for a long time. But I think the game would be a lot easier if she existed in the mid-game. A trained Feeme is at worst the fifth sniper. Yeah, because you've got what? You've got Feeme, Fia, Vascili, and Pluto. Are you counting Kira? I don't count Kira because she doesn't get a bow plus. She's cute and she deserves not dying a horrible, horrible death. I love how the game constantly tells you were supposed to be dead when she comes back. Best Nimrod in the game. I think the most interesting Feeme stuff is her story stuff. But like the fact that her story and gameplay stuff tie together. Like she's the growth unit who they keep telling you, because Fire Emblem will often do the thing where it's like, child soldiers shouldn't be on the front line, and then you're like, my 2020 Donald kills your army. And here it goes, like, child soldiers shouldn't be on the front line, and then Feeme fucking dies. So I think that's kind of like, that's cool story stuff. Full range Maelstrom. Imagine if. Let me see if this is recoverable. Let me see if this is recoverable first. If we fail, then I will, ooh. Can you? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, Feeme might just be dead anyway. No, Feeme can go here. If we fail, I'll reset and, like, remove aptitude. Remind me, how much do you lose from poison? Is it 5? 3 to 6. Okay, so we do need to heal her, unfortunately. We'll go here, get the extra avoid. Feeme just retreats. What happens if Feeme dies before the traitor kills her? She just retreats and then she'll die in the story. You don't happen to have a vulnerary, do you? You do, okay. Cool. We will trade the vulnerary to Soder and Firebrand here. Why does Feeme specifically this trauma skill and not like 60% of the cast? Cause Feeme, I think it's pretty traumatic to almost die, and Feeme almost dies. So we'll vulnerary Soder. We go here, we'll shoot you with Kyra. Also, she's more impressionable and she was in a coma for 7 maps. Yeah, and I think there's a time skip during her coma, right? I might be making that up entirely, but I think there is a time skip during the coma. Okay, please 4% crit? Damn. Soder has big strength. He does. I had him on fire for the accuracy and the 1-2 range. Dodge. Thank you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Oh, the Purloiner's just healing. Okay. Okay. Phobos, I need you to dodge. Thank you. Thank you. Phobos the phobic. Dodge. I think Kyros dies to those archers now. I think at least one of them could reach him. I love the little church sprite. And they say Myrmidons are dodge tanks, thus proving dodge tanking is unreliable. All right, well, time for take 2. Time for take 2. Ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. I think we're mostly doing the same strategy with a few, like, minor differences. I think we just have to bank on Phobos dodging multiple people. Chapter 1 is a rough map. I've taken like 4 attempts when I did it a pateless. Yo, you've done this game without a pate? Honestly, mad respect. I think that's a ridiculous challenge. This game seems brutal, even while painful. Fun fact, you can't buy vulneraries yet. Yeah, I know that. Danny, are you playing Final Fantasy again? I saw the community post. I'm playing Final Fantasy for the first time. I've actually never, well, I played FF1, but I've never played the other Final Fantasies. I have a Final Fantasy 1 video coming out in a couple of weeks. And then I'm planning on doing like a full series retrospective type thing. Oh, huge dodge from Soder. Huge dodge from Soder. All right. Apate being the one to get poisoned. Very big, very big. Because she has renewal. Okay, you kill this way. No Apate combat or any staff uses outside of the mandatory uses. What are the mandatory Apate uses? I know you mentioned Prologue. I think we buy a Fire Tome. Just so that Soder has another 1-2 range option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We'll have Soder kill this guy. Heal in the prologue and heal and unlock twice in chapter 2. Okay. And Firebrand you. Alright, I think this is a much better start to chapter 1 than we had last time. Final Fantasy II has some very abusable game mechanics. Yeah, from what I understand, its level up system is similar to that of, like, Oblivion, wherein you level up specific stats instead of leveling up, like, your units as a whole. Alright, so they are schmovin'. And I think Feeme spawns this turn? Alright, let's see if this worked. Let's see if this worked. Well, as soon as the poison happens. Alright, so she should have... She still has boosted growths. Huh. That's not really what I wanted. Good for her. I don't think it's the end of the world. We are still going to use her for chip damage in, like, this chapter, and Soder gets some accuracy. And I think for Raleigh, probably. I'll just have to save state to abuse so that she doesn't get, like, stat boosts. Eight. 14. Okay. So we'll get a little bit of chip here. She doesn't die to this archer, does she? No. Okay. Little bit of chip here. Hi, Ricardo of Code of the Burger King. Yeah, we're in Ricardo land again. Alright, so the problem here... I think what we do is this. You attack the archer. You go here? Wait. You go here, grab the Fire Tome. Grab the Vulnerary. Heal up. Trauma is a flavor skill because Trauma Feeme is actually just an aptitude that does nothing instead of true. Oh, that's the issue. Okay. I should have changed. Okay, so what I should have done is changed aptitude to trauma. Well, you know what I can do? We can take a quick builder interlude in between chapters. Dodge tank. We can take a quick builder break in between chapters. And I can edit the aptitude skill that she has. (13) attack, 12, 0. Okay. So Phobos goes here. Oh, wait, no, Phobos has gotta guard the house. Okay, Fireball. You Fireball the archer. Feeme gets a little gift to make up for her oncoming death. Alright, Phobos has to go here and visit. We get the mother's icon. That is a luck stat booster? Kyros, Firebrand this guy. Kyra, kill this guy. The best part about Hag is it's basically held together by tape, but it still kicks ass. Undertale archetype. Undertale archetype. I don't actually like Undertale, but like it definitely still kicks ass, right? And that thing is held together by like duct tape and wishes. All right, dodge tank. That's my boy. That's my Phobos. Oh, damn. Soder would have fucking died if he hadn't dodged. I think it's reasonable to expect at least one dodge out of him, though. Alright, you kill this way. Boink, boink, boink! We get the crit! Fireball. Just for the accuracy. Just for the accuracy. Firebrand. Are you in range of anyone? No, because Lopez actually could kill someone. Like, with how low all of our HP stats are, Lopez might actually be a threat. Gosh, Danny, you keep getting so unlucky with level ups. At least I'm getting lucky with dodges, though. Poison, poison, poison. Heal you up. And visit here. I don't know if I want to give the secret book to anyone, but I do want to trade around some items. I forget, is there Thracia trading? There is, okay. Do units get new skills as they level up? No, the only time you will get new skills is if you promote into a class that has a skill tied to it. So, like, for example, oh, I didn't mention this with Kyros, but, the Spell Sword class has Opportunist, which boosts his damage if he's not getting countered, which makes it, like, even better. Plato does? Oh, right. Plato does. He gets Astra. The meme unit gets Astra.